tissues out.
I'm so proud of what you've managed to achieve in your life.
You're a bright light in our family, and it's amazing to watch you shine that light on others.
Most of all, I hate not being able to say good night or good morning to you.
Celebrity Big Brother sponsored by Pink Casino.
Kids, you all strapped in?
Yeah.
Like getting your money's worth? Then enjoy a freshly prepared 99p cheeseburger, part of the McDonald's Saver menu.
From their very first days, your baby starts to write their future. And breastfeeding provides them with the best. Where you'll only find bought used cars from trusted dealers rated by you, and where you can fund your car with finance to fit your budget. For an altogether better car deal, visit findandfundmycar.com today.
Car.
Find everything you're looking for all in one place with our online holiday finder tool.
Thank you to everybody who has already played the Elder Tree. Thank you very much.
The Health Lottery has helped to raise over £95 million for over 2,600 good causes around Great Britain, and it's all thanks to you.
This funding really helps change people's lives.
Your £1 play makes a difference. Thank you.
Sarah, should we get the bathroom?
Straight on.
Stuck up. The task is fun. Look fabulous.
He's not going to answer.
I'm sure it won't be long. Restaurant is set up instead of we. Then you'll have the Tableau and you'll get expert advice and support at every stage. They've upped people by 2K, 15. Not 10.
Keep on going.
Continue to respond.
Just ignore this turn. Keep on straight.
For the first part of the survival task, Big Brother will be testing housemates' ability to work together as a team. Each squad will be given a range of random household items which they must use to build a raft. What housemates don't know is that this raft is only long enough to carry some very precious cargo, their letters from home. The team that manages to post the most bits will win.
Go right.
Rename our road the Colossus.
I hereby christen this budget Barbie camper HMS John Barnes, Queen of the Hot Tub.
HMS JB. That's a strong track.
You need to turn left at the next junction.
Big Brother. For this challenge, you must build a car to carry cargo. However, what Big Brother did not tell me was how precious this cargo would be. Would the squad captain now remove the cover in front of you and place it inside on the floor? In front of you are your letters from home.
I want to move up.
As you can see, they are tied to the sandbag. The winning squad will be the squad who values
Wait just a moment!
without thinking it. If you think you're wrong, no member of the squad will receive their letter.
First, to try and avoid that.
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. You mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor.
It's going to be a balancing trick.
Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Fine. Good, mate.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
With the boys succeeding to float all their sandbags, the girls could be in hot water, and so could their letters from home.
Think about it, please. She will. This cardboard is wet.
Will you look at that? Someone's turned the place over.
Yeah, amazing. We're still afloat. Yeah. The last remaining letter.
The smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
To place this letter on the raft.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
I think I know what to do.
Okay, we have an address.
I think everybody's getting their letter.
Well done, Monica.
As both girls and boys succeeded to float all their weight, Big Brother has devised a fiendishly complicated time-breaking...
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock.
I didn't.
Well, still chance, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Rock. Paper.
Scissors.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Big brother, Jeff, you should now give your letter to the person.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea.
Hello, my darling Jessica.
She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Hello, also Bella, Bruce, and Casey. Well, my
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar.
family and friends are enjoying watching.
She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar.
I can notice
It's
that
a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
You've got this. Please embrace the rest of the experience, as you may never get an opportunity like this again. Listen to your mom. Relax,
You've had a break-in?
enjoy, laugh,
No.
let your hair down and have a few drinks
That can't
with
be
me,
true.
and pretend I'm there laughing and dancing with you. All my love.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Your mommy sounds lovely. So lovely. I was trying hard not to cry.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Malika, we're missing everything about you. The saying goes, you never know what you've got until it's gone. But that's not true when it comes to you.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Amazing to watch
Yes.
you shine that light on others.
She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace.
We love you and we're all very proud.
That's about all of her jewelry.
Love, Mum, Aquila.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
P.S. Hurry up and bring your part home.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
Is Celine Dion or
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we can check out the El Dorado bar.
But well done you. I hope you're enjoying the experience, question mark. Unfortunately, Lloyd and Karis have not been allowed to watch DVD because of the language. So if you could tell your fellow housemates to tone it down, I might let them watch it post-recorded. On another note, you're in the house with Shane Lynch, who happens to be a member of Poison. Well, they are apparently doing the 25th anniversary tour, so keep your mouth shut.
A nosy old hag? And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, though. And no big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
Do you remember when we got married? And we just didn't know what to expect. Perhaps it was silly of us, but we never envisaged anything like
Turn left at this one here.
Brace yourself. I love you. Yes. Regarding battles, I'm with Wade. At least he can just throw us off.
Stay on this road.
For which I at least was most grateful.
Have you had your... Don't think I've got any emotional slumps left after...
It's left at the next intersection.
And the other.
11:25, contact.
You will never know how much we love you, as we are not back all our emotions. We are so proud of what you managed to achieve in your life, even though you scare the life out of us.
Around to the right.
As you know, we are not the greatest TV watchers, but we have been watching things over the last few days. Desperate for you to do right. Be a strong woman and treat people well. Don't let any person or wine distract you.
Okay, at the next corner, hang a right.
As for your bride, well, she is practically exploding in pride. You seem to be making a great impression, and we have been overwhelmed with people telling us how well you are doing. So
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. So what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar.
People who make other people
I'll show you.
feel insecure about who they are and making them feel like who they are is not good enough.
Sam has taken me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Celebrity Big Brother sponsored by Kate Casino.
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Like the plate, come and get it. Everywhere.
You could get aerial laundry powder from Asda for £11. Or you could get Formin laundry powder from Lidl, stain remover, fabric conditioner, all cleaner, furniture polish and air freshener. Oh, and washing up liquid. That's the laundry and house waste. All for just £10.99. Big on quality, little on price.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
You ought to meet Joe's buddy. Nice.
Decent guy.
Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
I heard he's an honest cop.
Latest thing.
My eggs.
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week. Turn left here.
Officer needs help, 103 MD.
Through this intersection. Up ahead, you turn left.
Go right, just now.
Keep on going.
Stop, just ahead.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Genuine departure has given the leader some food for thought.
I am missing an incredible part of my group now that Genuine is gone. He is my American fraternal twin. He has helped me and guided me in forming the pact. Him and Ashley were the Three Musketeers, and I think
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Like make him proud of me now that he's gone.
How do you think you can make Genuine proud?
I got a
Now
heart.
look, I don't want no trouble, see? I got nothing to say to you.
You want to back off right now.
I think a lot of people are a lot of not like and I think I selfishly but the best thing that I can do at this point is
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, God damn it! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors. And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Don't think this is any use to us. This will take some explaining.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
Just Picked Fruit Market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD, were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Hello?
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
No good. Nobody here.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
You're going straight, here.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk. Take the next right.
Okay, at the next corner, go right. Turn left at this one here. Head right. Okay, so go left at the next one. And keep on going. Around to the right. You're going straight here.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
This guy must have escaped from the loony bin.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir. This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse. That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe. She didn't stay long.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out, and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford Coupe.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you. I wouldn't accept a divorce.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Hippolito. He said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us. Advice? Help me out.
So, the fruit market was the last stop off Antonia made. Let's go.
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making eyes at his woman? Please. Yeah, we'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off into the night. This case will be shut like all the others. You don't need to turn here.
Take the next left.
Take a right.
11825, code 6.
Up ahead, you turn left. Up ahead, you make a right. It's left at the next intersection.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh. No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination. Cut someone who was already dead.
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. They must have seen it during the war. This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy. Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Give yourself up! Now!
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the dog? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do at that. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show? Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time.
I got this gadget whiz putting recording devices into the...
Fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Ah, Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send.
He's good looking for a policeman. I think he's a bit of a ganguero.
Greetings from sunny California. When's it going to stop?
Go right, just now.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
For minnows, maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base. Straight through the next intersection. That guy there will lead us up.
I'm steeling myself for what I'm about to see.
That'll just be another dead body, partner. Get used to seeing them. They're the gig when you're working homicide, Phelps.
Detectives?
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363. No drag marks. The killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Anyone jumps the rope, I'll blitz him. Don't worry.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks, ma'am. I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought. Go left now.
RLS frequency 2 standby.
Stay on this road. Straight on.
Units in the vicinity.
Take the next left.
Officing shop 103 and B.
Always bother. Leave me alone. I fought. Where's my wife? Nobody cares about me. I took a
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. You know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
Ah, the bum isn't here. We should follow the lead. These guys can wait. At least the rain stopped. You can change back into those white bucks now. No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written onto them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand? Go right through here.
Continue to respond, sir.
Okay, so go left at the next one. You turn right now. Head right. Up ahead, you turn left. So wait for the next turning and go right.
Officer needs help, 103 and
It's left at the next intersection.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that
Hey.
need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress. Is it there?
On glove this game Cole Phelps, he's my hero. Emoji smiling eyes.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
You're making a right at the next intersection. I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff. Turn left at this one here. Up ahead, you make a right. So wait for the next turning and go right. Okay, at the next corner, hang a right. Take a right.
All units are frequent check to standby.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
it's procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide. You want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules them out as a suspect.
Check if she was a regular. If you'd excuse me, ladies. Doesn't tell me anything. So she went out without her handbag? At least she was spared that particular indignity. She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind. Lars was out in the rain last night. We can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene. I'll be out of your way momentarily, ladies.
This isn't what we're looking for. Baron's bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive. I wonder why the picture was turned down.
Looks like a match with the ligature marks. For the record, Mr. Terrellson, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
I think you're lying, Lars. I think you were mad at your wife for embarrassing you in front of your friends. I think you came back here and strangled her and then dumped her body on the hill.
You think I strangled my wife? How do you expect to prove that?
Your wife was strangled with triple braid rope. The bow line from your boat is a perfect match.
Look, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that I let her go.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right. Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. A bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Barron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. Played out my hand and drove home here. Paid the sitter and went to bed.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Terrellson. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life. We could break the husband's story right now. Call in, get some uniforms dispatched to check out his alibi.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks. Appreciate your time, sir.